I have some questions now that are on the same general topic, but I would like to ask each of you individually a little differently. And could start, I've started with you, Lourdes, the last few times, so I'll ask Jami in the middle, and we'll go to either side. Yeah. In getting beyond your identity or your logo being your brand, and thinking more that we can all tell the public anything that we want as far as who we are, but it's ultimately their perception of us that is what our brand is and who we are. Jami, you recently and GCAC recently put out the video with the paint splashes. How do you think that embodies the perception of GCAC into the community and the Arts Fest into the community, as opposed to this just being an event that's put on for people to come to?
Thanks, Jason. Giving me a chance to talk about our fabulous paint splatter video. Well, in this speaks to, again, activating the brand and how you can really carry something through. We were, when we had the new festival logo and we were sitting down working with our designer, and there are these cards back there for you to pick up, as well as our programs for the festival, which last year arrived the day the festival starts. Okay. The day the festival started, and I have them in hand 2.5 weeks in advance. I'm very happy. We thought, wow, look at all this fun color and all these splotches and everything. Well, wouldn't it be fun if we could do a viral video? Well, what would that look like? Well, part of my job when I was brought into GCAC was, and again speaking to what Chris had said about carrying it through to your team and to the community, was to help build partnerships and help build GCAC's reputation as a collaborator in the community. And the Arts Festival is Columbus's Arts Festival. We produce it, but it is Columbus's Arts Festival. And it really was, it's a nationally recognized festival because we get 240, national artists. There's only about 21 Ohio artists in the show. But we get 1,100 applications for this juried show. It's very competitive to get in. So it's not necessarily an Ohio artist show, but how can we make it more of a Columbus art community show? And so there's a number of things that we're doing new this year. We started an emerging artist program. We brought in the local artist collectives like Wild Goose and Couchfire and Artillery, and they're all doing art carnival games on Friday and Saturday night. So I encourage you all to come down because those are going to be really, really fun and creative. But we wanted to really reach out to groups who maybe don't even have an arts perspective, like the Columbus Young Professionals and CODA, but who are our partners in the community, because we all work together to make this a really great place to live and work. So this paint splatter video was not my idea alone. It was definitely a huge team effort, and I pulled in a couple of my very good friends who are known to be great marketing minds, Jim Coleman, who some of you probably know, and Mike Brown. And I took him to lunch at Tommy's, and I sat down. I'm like, okay, we have this crazy idea. I need you guys' help to figure out how we can make this work, because we can't just shove a bunch of people in a room and throw paint on them. So, and actually, Jim and Mike were really instrumental. They were like, well, you should get groups. You should think about who can we do this. So how can we make it organized chaos? I guess that's really, and what it ended up being was organized chaos. So in the end, we had more than 100 people, more than 30 different groups represented in this paint splatter video, and so generously, all of these people agreed to come to 400 West Rich Street Studios a couple weeks ago and allow us to throw paint on them, and splatter them with paint with super soakers and large restaurant condiment bottles, and they got to splatter each other, and then they got to splatter other people. The retribution factor was huge too. And thanks to one of COSI's partners and ours, WOSU, who does art zine for us and is housed at COSI, and Cindy Gaylard, who's amazing. They were on site all day. They caught everything on video, and then she put it all together in a 3.5-minute video. I also felt it was really important to use local music for this video, and so we selected a couple songs, one by Mazza Blaska and one by the Fantods, and so those are the backdrops to the video. There's some celebrities in this that you'll see when you watch the video, and then there's some groups again that aren't necessarily connected to the arts. The Downtown Residents Association, CYP. We had a great kids group, Transit Arts, who's one of our partners, and they did this wonderful group dance and got covered in paint. So I think that when you talk about activating the brand, carrying it through, making it fun, building collaborations is foremost in everything in my mind and in GCAC's mind right now. And I think that strengthens our reputation of who we are, and that is really truly the essence of the brand.